Hello, everyone, and welcome to the seventh episode of Couch to Clutch. Today, I had a milestone, and the milestone was the first of many that we started when we started this series. And that was the body fat composition, which was pretty important for cycling performance. So, as you can see here, 24% body fat, uh, 94 centimeters, that is milestone 2, is now achieved. We have 4 more milestones to go till we hit 14%. I'm feeling pretty confident that we'll get there. And to be very frank, when I hit that milestone, I didn't feel an achievement or anything. It was just normal because I knew that the protocols that I've been using, the systems I've been using, they work, and they would work no matter what. So it's not, these numbers are just numbers. We we can look at them, we can measure our progress, but they, at the end of the day, these don't mean anything, to be very frank. As long as you're feeling energetic, as long as you're feeling fit, confident, these numbers don't matter. So the 14% KPI, if I get there, fine. If I don't get there, fine. As long as I'm feeling fit, light, energetic, I'm fine with any number and any weight. I don't have any weight target as well. To be very frank, it's good to have a target. You want to know how much you have progressed, but at the end of the day, those are just numbers on a sheet. That's it. So FTP target, well, I'll see where it is right now because that's important for training purposes. But wherever it takes me, I'm fine with that. If it goes up to uh, M5, I'm fine with that. If it goes to M6, I'm fine with that. M7, M8, I'm probably pretty sure it's not gonna be the last two. It's it's a very optimistic to target like more than 400 watts at this age, but you never know. So wherever it takes me, I'm ready to go there. So yeah, this whatever improves this, and I'm feeling good about um, the body fat or energy, because as the body fat decreases, there is a point where, after 10 or 12% body fat, people say that your energy levels are not great at that point. So I wouldn't like to go there. I'm not that obsessive about numbers that I will obsess over it and, then lose my peace of mind. Not gonna do that. So as long as I'm energetic and doing well in racing, I'll be good with that. So yeah, that's one milestone done. And since we talked a lot about protocols, I think it's high time for me to document the protocols as well. But before that, let's see what happened last week and what's coming up next. Coming up next is the 10K run. It's a run for a girl child. I want to see how I do in 10K. So, um, trying to hit 68 minutes. And that is 2 days from now. And I'm gonna take some rest because, as you can see here, fitness is good, but then fatigue, it has accumulated a lot. So the form is not great at this point. As per the tool, I feel great, by the way, but the tool says otherwise, because I think we have been tapering a little bit as well. The last week wasn't that hard. It was 10 hours. TSS was lower than usual. Usually it's 700, 800. Last week it was 561. This week it is still 413. It has been a good week, like very peaceful, rhythmic breathing run. And this time I did a little better than the last week. Average pace was 731 and 4 kilometers in 30 minutes. And then anaerobic intervals went very well. Uh, I was very happy with that. The intervals were pretty good, averaging more than 290 watts in some of those intervals, 493 peak power, and yeah, felt pretty good on that day because I didn't leave anything on the table on that anaerobic interval. And then today I took it a little bit relaxed on the mixed intervals because I didn't want to cook myself too much uh, before we go into that run because the running is a little bit heavy on me right now. Cycling isn't, so I just did not try to um, try to cook myself too much. And the TSS expected was 206, and I did 157, so it was intensity factor was pretty low. I did go for a very high power last interval, by the way, on that. And it went up to 684 watts and averaging around 400 watts for one interval. And that interval is here. Let's see where it is. Yep, this last one. This was averaging around 400 for a minute. So yeah, peak power was higher, 684, but that was just a spike. This was more of a big one. Okay. Um, Next thing is to take care of the form, which fatigue actually goes away pretty fast. So if I just take 2 days off, of course, I'm gonna do some strength exercise tomorrow, but then day after tomorrow, I can take a easy spin or a easy jog, like 15 to 20 minutes, so that you can, you know, get used to the race pace a little bit, and then next day just go for the entire run. And uh, the run strategy is pretty simple. And don't go above 152 heart rate in the first 2 kilometers, and the next 4 kilometers should be around 156, not exceeding that. And then the seventh and the eighth kilometer, not more than 158. 158 is my 158.59, I think, is my threshold HR. So not gonna go beyond threshold before eighth kilometer ends, and then the last 2 kilometers need to be strong. Don't really care where the HR is, just go for it. And I think the pace is around 620. Yeah, average for 930 meters before I take a walk break for 70 to 80 meters. So the average pace would be around 645 or 640. So the target is around 65 to 68 minutes. I'm pretty positive 68 minutes is very much possible. 65, yeah, let's keep it a little bit challenging. Let's see if I can do 655 or not. So yeah, targeting 65, but I should be fine with 68 as well. Uh, the last one that we did a couple of weeks back, that were the run that we did 12.5 kilometers, in that I did 73 minutes 10K. So I'm pretty confident that at least 30 seconds per kilometer I can shave it off. So that puts me at 68. So yeah, that's how it is. I was a little fatigued that at that time. So fatigue plays a big role. Uh, and this week we are tapering. So yeah, feeling much more confident that we'll be able to crack it. And also I've started a new protocol, which I'm going to talk about, which helps in managing all the bowel problems and food carbs issue and all of that. So that protocol is here. So I'm going to write one protocol every week from now on, whatever I follow, and give an explanation for that a little bit. So this is what a morning carb bowl, what you have pre-workout, right? And this is usually on key training days, frequency is 3 to 5 times a week. On key training days, carbs are important, not for long rides. Long rides, fat oxidation is the name of the game. So for hard intervals, or say something which is moderate intensity, hard to moderate, moderate to hard, carbs are important, right? So curd, chiwda, which is flattened rice, raisins, dates, banana. That's a mix. I didn't really like this mix very much before because it tasted, yeah, I'm kind of a foodie, so I am. Tasted horrible. But then now I've started to like it because it's performance enhancing. So yeah, and it tastes good, by the way. It's not that bad. So it's high carb, moderate protein, pre-training fuel to support aerobic and threshold work. Um, it's the type is nutrition. So I'll let you know why I put type here because it might be regarding sleep, recovery, fatigue resistance, anything that impacts this equation. So as you can see, the primary targeted variable, the thing that impacts, mm, what this protocol impacts is training quality. Because without carbs, you're going to be flat on the road, right? 3 hour session without carbs, not possible. It is possible, but if you're not pushing yourself, it's possible. If you have a lot of fat oxidation, you have done a lot of fasts, long fasts, or you are training adapted to fat oxidation, not a problem. But you might not be able to push very hard. And that 3 hour session today, uh, it was 2 hours of zone 1, zone 2, but then the last 30, 35, 40 minutes were anaerobic efforts. So without carbs, I'm never gonna do that. So I did take 2 protein bars in between, by the way. So that helped. Anyway, protein bars are not ideal. I recommend raisins because they're quick absorption and high quality carbs. Uh, Sugar, by the way. A little bit of a combination of fructose and sucrose, but yeah, it's still good quality. The best quality is, of course, glucon D. Nothing beats glucon D. Quick glucose, quick refill. The problem is how much of glucon D can you carry? That's the issue, right? Glucon D is, of course, cost effective. It's very minimal cost, the maximum benefits. All right. Um, so the primary targeted variable was training quality, VO2 max, threshold output. Secondary targeted variable. So the secondary impact is on fatigue reduction. So if you're thinking to lose weight, don't do this mistake that you're not going to have anything and then go for the ride and expect that you're going to lose weight. Not going to happen. You know why? Because fatigue resist reduction doesn't happen without the carbs. So even uh, after the session, you need to have a little bit of a carb because glycogen availability will make you satiated and you won't be hungry after 3 to 4 hours and you'll be binge eating. Now, if you're satiated, I did this entire thing today where I ate around 2,500 calories and I was very full. And the power output that I had for the day was 3,600 calories because my BMR is at around 1,800 calories. And the ride was around 1,500 calories. And I did an additional strength session, which cost me some as well. So the total active energy output was 3,600. And I couldn't eat more than 2,500 today. So if it was some other day where I did not do all this protocols, where I did pre-workout, post-workout meals, and during the interval as well, um, quick snacks, I would have probably gone much more than 2,500 calories because you do feel low energy after hard sessions. And then if you just block yourself from eating, then that comes back later with a very high risk, and also risk of losing muscles as well, and the risk of later binge eating because you won't be able to control that hunger. All right. So this has lower stress response as well. This is good for recovery, good for fatigue resistance, and power stability at target watts. You want a high quality session. So low quality session with low nutrition, not a good idea. Doesn't help you lose fat. I have tried it. I failed at it for 2 or 3 years, I would say, from 2022 to 2024. Yeah, more than 2.5 years I have done that mistake. Doesn't get you anywhere. So, uh, yeah, don't do that. I had done everything, like from fasting to, yeah, you name it. So power stability at target watts, very important. Secondary observation is HR drift versus power. Because if you're not feeling well, your HR might drift towards higher HR as well. Because your heart is trying to supply as much as possible when there is a power demand, but there is lack of glycogen in your muscles. Cost is medium. I would say not even medium. Might be low. Yeah, it doesn't cost a lot, right? Curd is cheap. Chioda is cheap. Raisins is and dates are probably not that cheap, but yeah, manageable. Banana is cheap, so everything is perfect. You don't need a expensive pre-workout. It's just the best things in the world are usually cheap or free. There's another free protocol that requires just water. I'll tell about that next week. So it's an incredible thing that I discovered in 2020 before COVID. One of my friends showed it to me, and it was a lifesaver. So it has more benefits than just cycling performance. So let's talk about that next week. And till then, keep shining. And this is Rajit from Dairy of a Cyclist. Bye bye.